of Coffee Chat Monday. I have my cup of coffee. There we go. Today is a story worth telling. Every day is a story worth telling. This is Morning Pages Brain Dump Journal. I like what it said. When you bought this notebook, it donated your proceeds, part of it, to education. So I wanted to talk about Omni journals. This is my current Omni journal. I moved it out of my traveler's notebook because it is getting very chunky. I put it in my cover. This is the one I have the matching pencil case to. This used to be the cover for my Fobonichi. This used to sit in there. And I thought I'd show you just a little bit of this and tell you a little bit about Omni journaling and how I got started with Omni journaling and what it actually means to me. So back in April of 2015, I was doing Fobonichi. These first 2 pages in a journal, they don't open like they're supposed to, so I had scrapbook paper. I said what the journal was when it came in, what I thought about it. What this says is, this journal is to chronicle everyday life, to record special events, to find the art and beauty in all things, to express my thoughts, feelings, hopes, and dreams freely, to take those things and express them not just with words, but also with art. There are no rules. Freedom, creativity, art, life, fun. So I did a lot of different things. I had tip-ins. My least favorite spot in the house. A lot of this stuff were prompts. That's my car. Questions. What are your favorite colors? Answers. Mod Podge. That was in a magazine and I thought it was really pretty, and that's the carbon ink stuff. Mr. Rockstar had a gig. A few things I'm good at. You were supposed to list some of the things you're good at. This was our house. My roses that I planted. I was painted the shutters and the door, and then the bench. It's actually a rose color. Depending on the lighting, sometimes it looks kind of like a pink, but it's not. It's a rose. Mr. Rockstar's truck. Some journaling. To-dos. Anytime is a good time for coffee. Those are quotes. This was, I think, a whimsical thing. They have Whimsical Wednesday, and I just did some stuff that felt whimsical to me. I showed this one before. This is the recipe, and that's shepherd's pie, and my yoga, the stretches I started doing, and how the ink got all over everywhere. So it was raining, so I put raindrops on the page too. My daughter graduated from college. Mr. Rockstar put in a new sink. Some flowers. It was Mother's Day. We got our mother's flowers. We planted roses for one of the mothers. Actually, I think both of them. I had coffee with a friend. That was the doctor's office. That was a lazy day. What's in my bag, and I drew things that were in my bag. Nap time. Pain medication. I had surgery, and then in February, and then I was going through physical therapy for my shoulders for the tendonitis because they were wanting to do surgeries. This was another Whimsical Wednesday. It was a childhood memory. That was a prompt. Prompts. My daughter and I got pedicures that day. My husband's famous homemade lasagna. That's Swan Lake here. That's the painting that's behind me on the wall. My Canon camera, a wedding ring that was my real father. My father died when I was young. He gave this to my mother. This is older than I am. It's white gold. And now we are 3. It was in Good Housekeeping. I thought it was really pretty. So dream day would be at the beach. Whimsical Wednesday, I drew Dr. Seuss. Some prompts, some quotes, our roses. Some more prompts and projects and quotes. So you see what I was doing here. Showed some of these. My favorite foods. See, I'm still drawing more like E.T. Mr. Rockstar was on the road and we went to Alabama. That was that did not turn out so well. That was a self-portrait. And it does and doesn't look like me. This was our living room, the vacuum, the pile of clothes in the chair. I inserted this picture over this because I drew, that was supposed to be my daughter. And it ended up looking like a cross between Michael Jackson and my daughter. Or somebody, it didn't look like my daughter. Our dream house, cabin, coffee, different things. That was my goal for walking. Sketch a day. You're supposed to do sketch transportation, so I sketched my car. This was something I was working on. Mr. Victor journaling, he was painting. I did very similar to what I do now. This page I never finished, and I really liked how this was. That was technology, it was a prompt. This was another self-portrait. Then you can see some of these if I wasn't paying, finish all of them. I had stick-it notes to do things with, but sometimes we got busy. Mr. Rockstar bleach ended up all over the floor and he got so aggravated. Goals, pictures, prompts. But you can see like where I started. I never did finish Who Do You Look Up To? I was supposed to journal, I never finished it. Happy Mail. This was a pocket and it has stuff in it. I voted. Welcome Fall. So now we are into October. I just kind of wanted to show you that you can do anything and everything in an Omni journal. An Omni journal is a new term for a commonplace journal. And if you look in my journal, I had an idea for a novel and I wrote about it. This is a bucket list. And I have tip ins with quotes. This was journaling about Sunday afternoon and what I thought about some things, ideas that I had. This is how to write a novel. That was ideas for a video. This was when we created Destination Me. Mr. Victor coloring, painting my roses, basics of journaling. These were some goals that I have for September and the end of October, and this was idea for a basics on journaling video. And this was a brain dump about things that were going on, about some of the projects I wanted to do and some of the stuff that I had on my mind and what I thought about the Destination Me group. This was a thank you card. This was more journaling. This was about the blog post for the Commonplace or Omni Journal and the definitions of it and some quotes I thought were important. That's some bullet journaling. And I add different things in. A week at a glance kind of thing, your week bullet journaling. I still have something to put right here, and I haven't put it there, and this is where I didn't finish journaling that page. I showed that one. I actually got a lot of stuff done here. That was just the sweetest thing from one of the members in the group. She sent me. This is September stuff that I'm working on, and another self-portrait. The projects I'm working on. Some stuff I tried. Some pictures. The hurricane, the tropical storm that was coming. And I messed up and I put washi tape over it. And this is probably where you haven't seen. This is the decorated page. It's supposed to be. It doesn't look like what's on the cover of the book. This is the Dark Tower project. This is the Finding Water project. And I have a quote and I have some journaling. I didn't finish this page. I haven't really done a whole lot with this page. The tracking I kept up. I am writing down the books that I am reading. There's 2 I need to add to there. I did this one and this, but the one I did in my decorated page journal actually looks a lot better than this one. The Dark Tower series, I was listing them, trying to get an idea of what I was doing. I was going to put some more stuff here, and I didn't, because my husband still didn't feel good, and I was supposed to take him to the doctor and stuff, so I never got back to here because he was really sick. Stephen King, the Dark Tower Gunslinger book, shelves, The Way of Zen, notebook, morning pages. I burned the French bread pizzas we were having for lunch. I burned them. And yeah. Our anniversary, and this came off of here. I don't know. So I got to find a way to stick it back on. I put pictures of our wedding in here and the coffee mugs I got us because when I tried to draw them, it didn't work. And this is where he took me to Starbucks. And then we also went to Ruby Tuesdays. And this, I journaled. This was the bad days, drama, and I just had to journal. And I watercolored background, and I ended up adding a tip in for what actually happened during the day. I had Mr. Victor, and so I actually did the Mr. Victor stuff on the next day because I did this part before he got here, before I went to get him. I did that stuff later, and then I added where I talked about the sleepover and the tent and stuff like that. And the leaves were falling Saturday, and you could see them falling. It looked like they were dancing, and I talked about that and how fall is on its way, and books, and the night sky was gorgeous. And then this was yesterday, and one of the short stories in Everything's Eventual, I was reading something about the Dark Tower series, and they said it was really important for towards the end. So I drew the thing that's on the cover of that, and then I added tip-ins. I did this, and I kind of messed up, so you see more pink than white, and see how, but it's okay. And I sketched the background of where the Empire State Building and stuff like that. And then here's today. This is before I color. So what I'm saying is, you can, and back here, I have the index. And I will be writing stuff, like today, I will be putting this in here. I received Happy Mail. I will be putting a piece of the washi that I need to untangle. These, so you can see, are the little crystals that Jen sent me. Aren't they beautiful? And the rocks. Aren't they gorgeous? Glass, and I have the washi tape. I took a picture when I put all this stuff out here because the acrylic paint's right here, gesso, and so that'll go in here. And this is about your tribe and different things. It was just, I thought it was really good, and I may cut it, and it may end up going in the background, or I may end up putting it on here, doing a transfer. I haven't made up my mind yet, so I don't know. We'll see. I may end up just taking parts of it and putting it on here. An Omni journal, though, is really great for putting down whatever is on your mind. It doesn't have to be, an Omni journal doesn't have to be anything specific. It can be whatever you want it to be. That's watercolor paper. This is probably, I'm not very happy with the aesthetics of this picture, of these pages, but I needed to get that out, and I did, and I felt better having done it. And this, the watercolor on this didn't work so well, but you know what? That's just how it goes. And you can do whatever you want in this journal. You can bullet journal, you can plan, script your day, you can art journal, you can Do whatever you want. And if the pages don't get filled in, you can always go back and add something later. I will eventually probably take a picture of my dad because we're going to go see them soon, and I'll take a picture of him and I'll put it in here. But you can do whatever you want. Like, I'm talking about my projects and I'm putting quotes in here. I tried some new artwork. I have my calendar of things, but what I should have done was do an actual calendar, but I didn't do it, but I'm going to do it for next month. Happiness is, I wrote, these are projects. This is actual bullet journaling. You can do whatever you want to do. This is where David spilled all the coffee in the floorboard of his truck that he had. And like I said, this tells me I got busy and I did some things, but I went to bed early and I was in a lot of pain. The brain dump. So you can do whatever you want. An Omni journal is really a fancy commonplace journal. Commonplace journals are for journaling. They're for ideas, facts, knowledge, quotes, affirmations, pictures, sketches, anything and everything. When I think of a commonplace journal, I think of Leonardo da Vinci's journal, because that was very much a commonplace journal. He added ideas, he sketched, he added facts, what he learned, what he thought, what I think of when I think of an Omni journal. And I think it's really important to make your journal your own. Whatever thing that you think is important, that's what should go in your journal. Some people do more diary style journaling, and every now and again they'll add like ticket stubs where they went somewhere or a postcard. You're not limited to what you can do in your journal. It's your journal. My husband and I watched Pirates of the Caribbean. We had a bed and movie day, and my husband had never seen Pirates of the Caribbean, and we did a marathon of Pirates of the Caribbean. I think we watched half of them and then watched the other half later. But like I said, brain dumps, whatever, bullet journaling, planning, scripting your day, anything and everything. Thanks, y'all. I hope this helps. This is the crossfield. This has grid, dot grid. This is, let me get to a blank page because there are a few in the back. This is the standard, and it's plain. These are both Tomoho River paper, but this one is more yellow, more cream, more vanilla. This one's more white. I really do like this for art and stuff, but I really prefer at least the dot grid for the writing part. Makes it a lot easier to stay level when I'm writing instead of it being slanted. It depends. It's your personal preference. This I use because when I add stuff like this, you need a solid surface to work on. It's going to be a little bit harder because you got ridges, but that's okay. I work around it. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.